Jeffrey Epstein did not earn his wealth. He appeared with it. That is the most suspicious part of the entire story. One day, he was a high school teacher at the elite Dalton School in Manhattan, hired by Donald Barr, the father of William Barr, who would later become the Attorney General of the United States, despite not having a college degree. The next, Epstein was working as an options trader at the investment bank Bear Stearns. Within a few years, he mysteriously transitioned into managing the money of billionaires without any certification, license, or trackable background in finance. He left Bear Stearns under unexplained circumstances in 1981 and founded his own company, Jeffrey Epstein and Company. This firm claimed to manage the wealth of individuals worth more than $1 billion United States dollars, but it was never registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission, never audited publicly, and left behind no paper trail. There were no known employees, no verified clients, and no evidence of assets under management. Just Epstein, and a growing circle of powerful friends, including members of the British royal family, former presidents of the United States, Hollywood celebrities, and billionaires with intelligence connections. The only confirmed client of Epstein's financial firm was Leslie Wexner, the founder of L Brands, the parent company of Victoria's Secret. Wexner not only gave Epstein massive authority over his fortune, he also transferred full ownership of a $77 million mansion in Manhattan to him. No clear explanation has ever been given for why. And inside that mansion? Surveillance cameras, installed in bedrooms, bathrooms, and guest areas, reportedly set up to record every encounter. The leading theory, Epstein was not managing money. He was managing secrets. He was a blackmail artist running a classic honey trap operation, enticing powerful men into compromising sexual situations and recording everything. But the question is, on behalf of whom? This is where the theory of foreign intelligence operations comes into play. Specifically, Mossad, the National Intelligence Agency of Israel. Former Israeli intelligence officer Ari Ben-Menashe claimed that both Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell were involved in a sexual blackmail operation linked to Israeli intelligence. In the book Epstein, Dead Men Tell No Tales, Ben-Menashe alleges that Ghislaine's father, Robert Maxwell, a known media mogul, was himself a long-time Israeli asset. After his suspicious death at sea, Ghislaine allegedly continued the operation with Epstein as the handler. Evidence supporting this theory includes Epstein's multiple fake passports, one of which listed a Saudi Arabian residence, his immunity from serious prosecution, and the fact that multiple foreign heads of state, including Israeli prime ministers, had connections to him. At one point, Epstein invested in a security startup alongside Ehud Barak, the former Prime Minister of Israel and a former chief of Israeli military intelligence. Barak was photographed entering and exiting Epstein's mansion multiple times, even after Epstein's sex crimes were widely known. When Epstein received his sweetheart plea deal in Florida in 2008, former United States Secretary of Labor Alexander Acosta, who was then the United States Attorney for the Southern District of Florida, allegedly told colleagues that he had been instructed to back off. According to multiple reports, Acosta said, "I was told Epstein belonged to intelligence and to leave it alone." Following his 2019 arrest in New York, Epstein was found dead in his jail cell at the Metropolitan Correctional Center, under the most suspicious circumstances imaginable. The surveillance cameras outside his cell malfunctioned. The guards claimed to have fallen asleep. The autopsy was disputed. And just like that, the key to the entire operation, if it was an operation, was gone. To this day, the Department of Justice, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and Israeli officials deny any link between Epstein and Mossad. But the patterns remain hard to ignore. A man with no financial license, no trackable income stream, and no clear skill set becomes extraordinarily wealthy, protected from consequences, and surrounded by the elite of the world, all while secretly recording them. Coincidence or cleanup? In the covert world of espionage, blackmail is more valuable than cash. And if the theories are true, Jeffrey Epstein may have been one of the most powerful intelligence assets of the 21st century. And then came Trump.
intrigue over the Epstein files, but I do want to ask you to clarify something you said this morning. You said this was all a hoax. Has your attorney general told you this was a hoax? What evidence have you seen of that?
No, it's not the attorney general, no. I know it's a hoax. It's started by Democrats. It's been run by the Democrats for 4 years. You had Christopher Wray and these characters and Comey before him. And it's a bad group. It started, actually, look at the Steele dossier that turned out to be a total hoax. The 51 agents, the intelligence, so-called intelligence agents, it was a hoax. It's all been a big hoax. It's perpetrated by the Democrats. And some stupid Republicans and foolish Republicans fall into the net. And so they try and do the Democrats' work.
Donald Trump's reaction to the Epstein scandal has only deepened the divide among his supporters.
Again, forget about me and the Epstein files. Focus on Mexicans and flooding. This scam perpetuated by Democrats should end right now. The new scam is what we will forever call the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. And my past supporters have bought into this bullshit. Hook, line, and sinker. Let these weaklings continue forward and do the Democrats' work.
Despite a well-documented personal relationship with Epstein, including photographs, party appearances, and even direct quotes praising Epstein's taste in women,
I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy. He's a lot of fun to be with. It is even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side.
Trump has repeatedly deflected responsibility and gone on the offensive. When pressed about Epstein, Trump often changed the subject or dismissed the entire thing as a political hoax made up by Democrats. In interviews and public statements, he frequently ranted without specifics, lashing out at the media, law enforcement, or Hillary Clinton, at times even suggesting Epstein's death was suspicious, but only when it served as a jab at his opponents. This erratic behavior has fractured his voter base. Some loyalists defend him blindly, but others, especially on the populist and independent right, see through the inconsistency. They ask, if Trump is truly the outsider he claims to be, why hasn't he released the client list? Why did he appoint people who went soft on Epstein? And why does he now act unhinged any time Epstein's name is brought up? Trump's bizarre, defensive, and often aggressive attitude toward the Epstein case has become yet another point of mistrust. Rather than address the issue with transparency, he's turned it into another culture war talking point, ignoring his own history with Epstein and dividing the movement that once rallied behind him as a truth teller. And in that vacuum of real answers, theories thrive.